Welcome to the Future Comedy Show, episode 23, with special guest Kate Brindle. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. All the snow is melted.
Yes.
And
excited about it.
My snowman is gone, is melted, and it went to a little cup of water. That's all that's left of my little snowman. Sorry, Mom. He's gone. Frosty is dead. But that's good. That's good. We don't have any more snow. Are you happy that it's gone?
So happy. Because what was that, 2 weeks ago? No, or was it a week ago that it was really bad? 2 weeks ago, I think.
It was like a snow blizzard?
Yes. I had a gig on Friday in Indiana. I actually had to leave early. I had to leave the day before because they were like, you gotta come. It's gonna be like Snowmageddon. So.
And they made you leave the day before to come to the show?
I mean, they didn't make me. They were nice about it. They said, oh, you can stay in this hotel.
Oh, that's good.
Stay for free and stuff like that.
That's
so
nice.
I just ate out of the vending machine the whole day. I didn't leave.
Ooh.
It was,
what kind of vending machine stuff do you like to eat?
I'm a big fan of Cliff Bars.
Cliff Bars.
So,
okay, keeping the energy up.
Yeah.
High energy stage presence.
Yeah, and I feel like it's kind of healthy. I mean, it's totally
It's
not,
probably more healthy than Cheez-Its.
Probably.
Which is my go-to. Cheez-Its.
That's your okay.
Or when I did a lot of vending machines back in high school, it was Cheez-Its and Mountain Dew. That was my thing. Or Air Nips or whatever. What are they called? Cheese Nips?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, thank you very much. We got 4 live viewers. What's up, Felipe? How you doing, man? Hopefully you come to the show and see Kate and myself. Kate is a pretty established comic. You're working all over the Midwest. You got to open up for Sarah Silverman. You got to do the Oddball Comedy Fest. How was that?
It was awesome. I got to do it a couple years ago, and it was really because we did it at DTE, which was cool because I've always been to concerts there and stuff, and so then when they asked, oh, you can come there too, it was really cool, and we actually the part I did, we weren't even on the main stage. We were like on this side stage as people were coming in. So we're kind of trying to, it had the added challenge of getting people to listen to us and kind of round them up. And
did Big J. Okerson host that year? Or who was
No, it was Brody Stevens.
Oh, Brody Stevens.
Actually, yeah, who I really like.
Yeah, I know. That guy's awesome.
Yeah, and so he was really cool. And he's so the same, like on stage
as
and
who he is.
Yeah,
it was funny. I was in Los Angeles, and my girlfriend came to visit me, and she's like, "Have you seen any famous people?" And I'm like, "Just like famous comedians that like comedians would know," and nobody was. And we were sitting at a Starbucks drinking a coffee, right? And Brody Stevens sits down right at the table, right? And I'm like on my laptop, and I'm like pulling up his bio on the Comedy Store website. I'm like, look at, and I'm like showing like everybody. Brody doesn't even know he's on his phone. Didn't even say one word to him the whole time. I was just like showing people.
Didn't?
No, I was like too nervous. I didn't like want to bother him. You know what I mean? He's just trying to get a cup of coffee. I could see like he was working on like advertisements. But I love his like his thing. He's like the energy.
Right. I never know if he's like kind of faking that or if it's he's really into the whole like chi and zen, and I feel like he might be.
He might be. I think he is because he put me in a good mood when he was doing his little bit and his little drumming thing. He's hilarious.
Yeah, he was great. But I have a similar story. I was in New York and I saw Ted Alexandro at a coffee shop. Same thing, and I was like, oh, wow. And, of course, I'm just not going to say anything.
Yeah, you got to act like you've been there before. You can't just be freaking out.
Right.
Oh, Ted!
Right.
Ted!
Well, so with him, I used to live in New York. I went to college there, and I went to his Comedy Central taping.
Really?
Like, his Comedy Central presents. Yeah. I had never been to a comedy club, never done stand-up, but a friend of mine had free tickets. So, of course, after I go, I'm like, oh, my God, he's huge.
He's famous.
Like, you have to be a huge deal to get, a Comedy Central credit. And so then I got to MC for him, actually. Ooh. And I remember thinking, like, whoa, he's a huge celebrity. I mean, he is. I mean, and he's actually one of my favorite comics, but I was probably a complete mess around him. Just total, fangirling out. And I tried to be kind of cool, but I'm sure I wasn't. But
I made the mistake of doing that one time. Like, I interned for Pauly Shore, and, like, the first day, like before I even did a day of work, I, formatted jokes from. I did like 300 pages before my first day of work of like making formatted jokes for somebody who I don't think knows how to type, which is like just insane, right? And I'm just like, hello, Mr. Shore, I'm here to work for you. I'm excited to work for you. I like your movie so much. Oh my gosh. And he's just like, calm down, man. Get out of my face. And I was like, I'm sorry.
How did that happen? Or how did that come about?
Well, I was lucky enough that my friend Matt, who I went to high school with, he moved out to Los Angeles, and at that time, my dad passed away. That was the most horrible thing, but that made me want to do comedy. It made me want to get out, explore, live life, because you're not guaranteed tomorrow. And when you get that realization that the people that you love the most are not going to be there forever, and you look at yourself in the mirror and you say, oh, I'm not going to be here forever, so I got to take this opportunity. And my friend Matt, he actually was out there, and he's like, come on out, you can sleep on the couch, you get some rent, or you can pay some rent to me. And he worked for Pauly Shore before, and he was like, don't do it, man, you don't want to work for this guy. But I just wanted the experience. And then they set me up, and I did a little interview, and I came in, and next thing I knew, I was interning at Pauly Shore's office. And it was like the coolest thing, because not like right away, because the work kind of sucked. It was just like really busy work, but just kind of seeing the inner workings of somebody who's already so established. You know what I mean? Like seeing exactly how he runs his life, how things were going, like his office. And that was like probably one of the sweetest introspective things that I got to do.
Yeah. Yeah, and I worked with him one time, actually. I think it was in Saginaw. It was a few years ago. It was either Saginaw or
at the Leopards Lounge?
No, it was at, I always mix up those two theaters, the one in Saginaw and the one in Bay City.
Oh, is it the State Theater or the Temple Theater?
I don't even remember. It's the one that's got kind of the side room.
Oh, yeah, the Temple Theater.
Okay. Yeah, and so I got to open for him, and he was actually really sweet.
Yeah.
And, he was really cool. And then his opener, I can't remember his last name. This is so bad. Sandy? Do you know what I'm talking about? What is his last name? He was great, too. So, yeah, they were both really nice, and it was fun.
Well, that was the thing. Like, he'd be very nice, and then there'd be one days where he was, like, not very nice.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But, it was just cool to, like, be around somebody who's been in the industry for so long. You can learn so much. But I'm glad that you had a good experience with him. Actually, it's funny because I remember he went to, like, the YMCA, and I was going to the YMCA, and the girls that worked there were like, dude, did you hear Pauly Shore was just working out at the YMCA? Like, it was, like, the thing, like, at the...
Right.
Like, everybody's like, he was here. He used this towel right here.
It's amazing. People get so excited about celebrities.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm probably one of them, too, but I remember when I lived in New York, it's probably the same thing when you were in L.A. You see that it starts to become more commonplace, and then it's not as big a deal. I mean... It
was super big deal to me every time.
Well, maybe I didn't...
I'm like, I'm making it. I see...
I didn't see that great of celebrities, probably.
David Arquette?
Yeah.
I seen him at the Comedy Store, and he was, like, doing comedy. He was, like, just starting out, or, like, just, like, getting into it or whatever. And he was having the time of his life. He was very excited, if you know what I mean. Very, very excited. And he's, like, taking pictures. I'm, like, getting pictures with him, and I'm with my friend, and I'm like, oh my gosh, is this happening? We're taking pictures with this guy. We're like, he like asked me to like record his set, and I'm like, oh yeah, like I'm in, dude. Here we are. And then I got like, he was like way wasted, and I don't think I got the right number or whatever. So I was like, so I have this recording of him. I'm like a flash drive, but the people from the Comedy Store said if I ever release it, that they'd ban me from the club. And I was like, all right, I'll never release that. So I'll have it, and nobody can see it.
Right, huh?
Secret.
But at least you have that memory. Is nice.
Yeah, it was very insane. It was like, whoa, that's cool.
Yeah, I met Kevin Nealon at a Meijer one time. Well, because I've worked with him a couple times, and he's always been one of my favorites, and he's the nicest.
Yeah.
But the first time I met him, I was home for Christmas break from college, and so I was at the Meijer in Ann Arbor.
Really?
And I was with my best friend from high school, who also lived in New York at the time, and so we're used to kind of seeing some of these people. She's like, I think that's Kevin Nealon. I'm like, what would Kevin Nealon be doing at a Meijer at 2 a.m. in Ann Arbor? And it was him. He had a sister who lived in Michigan, and he was so nice.
Really nice.
Really cool, yeah.
I have a funny, I was at Subway in Hollywood, and I seen him at the Subway, and I didn't know it was him, and I was like, you really look like the guy from Weeds. I was like, and I couldn't remember his name, and I was like, I can't, and he's like, oh, Kevin Nealon, and then he like listed off all his credits. He's like, yeah, I get that all the time, and he just left.
That's funny. So he didn't even admit to it. That's funny.
But like afterwards, I'm like, oh, that was him. Like,
right.
But I didn't think he's like taller than I thought he would be.
He is pretty tall, yeah, but I think he gets that a lot because when we were at Meijer, he like switched lanes to be in our lane, and we were talking to him for a while, and these two women come up to him, they're like, are you like that guy from Saturday Night Live? And so nobody must know his name. And I still remember he was like, yeah, I'm like that guy. And I mean, he was cool about it, but he was, and then he like signed a bag, like a paper grocery bag.
Yeah,
and,
he was he was really nice about it, and it's funny because I didn't even realize it, and like I was like, oh, I'm an idiot. But he was really nice, and I was like, oh, that's cool.
Right. I mean, at least you weren't one of these people. They probably get really rude people going up to them sometimes,
Well, people can be so rude even without even knowing it. Just not even if you're not a celebrity. Like, people are...
Yes.
People are insane.
Right. That happened to me last week. I was doing a Valentine's Day show in Ann Arbor. And I should preface this with, so I just had a baby 4 months ago. And this woman, and I had kind of a baggy shirt on, and this woman comes up to me. I had a tank top under it. She goes, did you really just have a baby? And I said, yeah. She goes, she pulls up my shirt, taps my stomach, and goes, yeah, I could tell.
Wow. Wow.
That is not a compliment, ma'am. Like,
that's not a compliment, and that just crossed all sorts of boundaries.
A lot, yeah. And so, because I was there with like Darnell Anderson was there, and Gary Madera was, and they were like, did that just happen? Like, it was almost like happening in slow motion, and I didn't even know what to say. I was just like,
all right, please don't touch me.
Yeah, thanks for coming to the show.
That's insane. People do crazy stuff like that. Like, I mean, like especially with my act is very I'm very interactive. And I did a show in Flint with Mark Bonto, and this lady was so wasted. She was so wasted, and she was just like, oh my gosh. And then she came up on stage and started like rubbing my nipples and taking my shirt off on stage. And I'm like, what the heck? I'm like, where's security right now? And like, obviously it's Flint, there's no security. But like, everybody got a good laugh out of it, But also, I was very molested. I was like, it was like, where am I selling my soul right now for show business, or what's happening?
Well, I think that's what people don't realize. It's because they think, oh, okay, you open up yourself, because you're talking about your life, and so you must be like chummy, and we can just do whatever you want. It's like, no, you kind of should like not touch people. You don't know, I guess, in my opinion.
Do you get like long huggers?
Sometimes, yeah. Or I've gotten two. It's like guys who are my dad's age who are like, let's dance after that. If they have music, I'm like, no thanks. and like this one guy was just like, no, come on, just one song. I'm not a big dancer unless I'm drunk anyway. And I'm like, no, thank you, sir. You're 75.
Well, I never get that. Nobody wants to dance with me. And
really?
Now I might not be playing the right music after the show.
Yeah, well, I don't even remember what music it was. I think this guy was a little drunk, and so he was just probably willing to dance with anybody.
What's like the most flattering thing? Has anybody ever like come and like stole your heart after the show? I know you're married, right? But like, has anybody like come up and like just said something like super sweet to you?
I'm trying to think. I mean, I guess I've always been, there's probably been a couple times, especially when I first started, I remember. This is like in Bowling Green, Ohio. I don't know. There used to be a one-nighter there, and there was this guy. He was like this. I don't think he played for the Mud Hens, the Mud Hens, the baseball team, but probably like a couple steps below them. But he was like super good looking, and he's like, oh, I'm a professional athlete. And I remember he told me, he was like, and I had just kind of started. I think I was just doing a guest set, but he was like, I just thought you were so funny and unique and smart. And I was like, oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, he was working,
Yeah, I mean, he knew what to say. So
you're like, oh, well, here's my number.
Right.
Here's my website. Please contact me.
I did. Gave him my business. I was so excited. I finally had business cards. I was like, well, I have a website, and a business card. So there you go.
Those are like out of all the business cards, I don't know if I've ever got anything off of a business card in my whole. I have like 5,000 business cards, and I never use them.
Oh, really? Do you give them out after shows though? Or?
Well, I just add them on Facebook. So like, if I see somebody and we really want to connect, just add me on Facebook. I don't. Yeah. If you're gonna, I have 1,000 cards people give me. When do I look at them? Never. I just put them in a little thing. Maybe I'm like keeping them for something. I'm not sure. Maybe like one day I'm gonna have to telemarket and call people. But for the most part, it's like, who's gonna call?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I guess it's more like feels official, you know? I have my social media on there, and I used to give them away after shows, but then I would maybe get like one person who went to my Facebook or something. Yeah. So I got to get better at that.
I'm saying my whole thing is you got the phone right there. Just grab it. Bam.
Yeah.
Like, bam, just grab the phone. Boom, boom. Enter it. Get them to like it or like your page or add you, and then you have it, and then you're connected, and then it takes more work to go unfriend you if they really didn't want to. You know?
Right.
And then you just have them forever. And then that's what I do. Okay. Neil Estes says, I feel bad for you and your Flint story, Mike. Everyone hears about Larry Nassar. Nobody talks about Mary Nassar. I don't know who Larry Nassar is. Oh, Larry Nassar is that.
The gymnastics.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, Mary Nassar, she's crazy. Lance Florence said, get low, get low, get low to the window, to the wall. My friend Lance is now smoking marijuana. Thank you, Lance. Megs Zimmerman said, you have security here. Megs, you're my security guard. I appreciate you every day saving my life, keeping these cougars off my nipples. Kevin Zioli's watching. What's up, Kevin?
Hey, Kevin.
Colleen Wallace said, hi, Mike. Hi, Colleen. She'll be there. Colleen, and then Jen said hi, and she'll be at Bottoms Up tomorrow. JC will be at the show tonight. We gotta get that back on. And then Veronica Douglas is watching. What's up, V? How you doing? Love V. She's so funny. Back to the
hello everybody.
Yeah, I'm just doing the shout outs there, you know.
Yeah.
I feel like like Neil's a good guy. Neil has me on some shows out in Grand Blanc. You ever work with Neil?
I don't think we have.
Neil's like the
I'm gonna feel terrible if he writes right now. Yes, we have. But no, I would like to. But
Neil's like the Flint version of Bert Kreischer. This dude's always taking his shirt off and stuff.
Wait. No.
What?
No, was he did the show with Mitch and me, I think.
Oh yeah, and he did have a show up.
Okay, so Neil, I am very sorry, but I was telling Mike this earlier. I was a week out of having a baby, having a C-section, so I was on some pretty hardcore pain meds. So I'm sorry, I didn't remember your name.
We're just lucky that you didn't take your shirt off. You're crazy because of the pain meds.
Right.
Kevin Zioli says, hey guys, Kevin and I will be in Bay City March 3rd. I think that's almost sold out. If you want to get tickets, go to the Eagles Club in Bay City. I think it's almost sold out, but we're going to be doing that. Back to the action. I'm sorry. I just feel like I feel like I'm a newscaster.
Kevin's awesome. I haven't seen Kevin in it's probably been a year or two. So,
yeah, we gotta have a reunion. Let's have a dinner, spaghetti dinner.
Yeah, yes,
we'll
family style spaghetti dinner.
We'll raise some money for a baseball team or something. Have some spaghetti. That's the way to do it. What would you say your biggest disappointment in comedy that led to later success later on down the road? Like, it was something that you thought was a big negative, and you're like, oh my gosh, but then you took that, you harnessed it, and turned it into something positive.
Oh, that's a good question. I would probably say maybe making some mistakes early on about, I feel like sometimes some people who book shows get a little bit competitive if you're kind of working the same market. And so I think I did a couple shows that were maybe a little too close together, and I made some people upset. And then I kind of heard about it. And then, but I would say the good thing about that was it made me kind of learn that, okay, sometimes people, you know, I guess I learned from the business side that if people are promoting one show, you know, they don't maybe necessarily want a show right down the street, you know, and I can see why
happened. This has happened with us. We had a show. We were going to do a show, and we had one better paying gig. So I say, hey, go do it. We'll have you later on. But I can definitely see that. But then also, I think that if you have producers that are producing, they have their own fan base that they do, but maybe not. I don't know.
And that's one thing I was going to say too. I think that's one thing I learned as well, is that to kind of stand up for myself a little bit and explain, okay, well, this is why I did it, or this is why certain shows I feel like have certain demographics, you know. And so, because I think at first, you know, when I first started, I was so afraid to like assert myself or you know, or I didn't want to rock the boat at all. And I mean, I still don't. I don't want to be like, you know, hard to work with or something. But there's a couple things that I kind of learned over the years. You know, like I remember one time I got a hotel that was like super, super shady. And it was like, it didn't even have a real lock. It had like a bathroom door lock. And it was one of those places where people were living there.
Ew.
And I remember being like, I don't think I'm going to stay here. And I mean, I didn't even say anything to the booker. I was, you know, just grateful to have the gig. But I think, you know, over the years, kind of learning things like that, like, I need to put my safety or my needs kind of
Yeah, your safety number one.
Yeah. So I was like, I'm not gonna stay here.
And you'd be surprised that, like, if you're, like, because I'm the same way. Like, I was very nervous about asking for, like, money. That, like, I was like, oh.
Yeah.
And, like, and you'd just be surprised if you just ask. They could say no, or they could say yes. It's not going to be the biggest thing in the world. I mean, but I was the same way. I was very nervous. I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm worth that much or whatever. But then you just gotta just assert yourself, like you're saying. That's very good. I think that's advice for all the comics.
Well, and in life too, right?
Oh yeah.
'Cause like you say, what's the worst that someone can say is no, and yeah. So I think I've gotten more assertive as time goes on.
Yeah,
which I think is good.
Was there any specific examples where you got assertive and then all of a sudden you're like, boom, mama's got the money?
I'm trying to think. I don't know. I mean, maybe it's just when I've, like, kind of what I was talking about, like sending emails, like, here's what I, was thinking, or, and then I just felt kind of good about explaining my side of the story. Versus saying, like, oh, I'm so sorry. And, which is, I think, what I did before. So I don't know if I have one big triumph,
Yeah, you're going to have one, though. You're going to have a triumph coming up soon, and then you're going to, like, email me, or you're going to message me, and you're going to say, Mike, the triumph, I had it.
That was my moment.
I got a $50 gift card to Myers.
Right. Brian Regan's got this great bit about that. I don't know if you've heard it, where he talks about his first gig, that he basically didn't think he was worth that much because he was kind of an open micer, you know, and so this guy calls him, he wants to have him, and Brian Regan, he asks him how much money he wants. Brian Regan's like, $50 maybe, like, if that's okay. And the booker goes, well, I was gonna give you 100, and Brian Regan's like, at that point he was almost advocating against himself. He was like, okay, fine, but we go halves on the hotel. So I feel like sometimes you do that, like you say, you don't know your worth at first,
you don't know your worth, and or the hardest thing is to believe in yourself, or like you should believe in yourself the most, and especially in this, it's really competitive. So a lot of people who are maybe competitors, they won't tell you. You know what I mean? Like, I try to always tell people, I'm like, you're very funny, you're awesome, let's do it, let's be positive. But a lot of people aren't like that. Like, they try to tear the wall down.
Right. Well, and I think, to me, it's like, I guess the way I see it is, if you're doing a unique act, right, and you're doing something that's personal to you, no one else is going to do that same act. So why not advocate for them, but why not, try to, like, let's all promote ourselves, because it's not like you're taking something from me and I'm taking something from you, I mean, the same thing, I used to do a little bit of acting,
Ooh, okay, now here we go, now we're getting to the deep.
Nothing big, but I would kind of think like that too. Like, I'm, gonna play a part that's like different from someone else, and that took me a while because I'm pretty tall. I'm like 5'10", and sometimes I would go to these commercial auditions, and if the guy they cast is 5'6", well, guess who's probably not getting the part, right? And there's nothing I can do about it, so it's like, why would I get mad at someone who's maybe a similar look, who's just shorter, or something like that. So
the short Kate Brindle taking all the damn work. Fuck you, short Kate Brindle. Whoever you are, 5'5" Kate Brindle out there, you go fuck yourself, okay?
But it is amazing when you walk to those. I don't know if you ever did that in LA, like went to commercial auditions.
I went to some auditions with my friend Rashid. My friend Rashid like went to all these different auditions. My friend Rashid had no car and and no money, so I would drive him around and feed him. Like, he'd always have my chicken wings, and he'd always eat off my plate. Like, whenever I had, I'm like, and he was like a good friend of mine. I didn't care. I wanted him to succeed, and he's doing well now. But it was like cool, like going to see what the auditions are like.
But I feel like half the time it's like you see all these people that are just like better looking versions of yourself. You're like, okay, like you walk in and everyone's your exact same type, and so
maybe did you book any commercials? Did you ever do anything?
I did a couple like local ones, or regional. I don't know what the difference is. I was in a few. So I
did get one commercial. It was like a YouTube commercial for the Flint River Days.
Oh, really?
And in the Flint River Days, or not the Flint River Days, the Midland River Days, and I was like on and on. Like, I was like, oh yeah, this is sweet. I got like paid like $200 for the day or whatever.
Nice,
I was like, hey,
right?
I was excited. I was like, oh, put this on my reel. I don't even know where the clip is. Like,
I know. Well, mine are so, like, I think I had to download them from YouTube.
Yeah.
It's so, I mean, they're so pixelated and, you know, but yeah, I mean, it's such easy money and it's fun and they call you the talent, which still feels so weird. I'm like, oh, that's me? Okay.
Oh, call Kate Brindle, the talent?
I know. Right. And then they're like, oh, there's craft services. And it was like one of those things about, like, knowing you're like, oh, it's me? Like, okay. And, I mean, I just did, like I said, local ones. I've never done, like, anything big, you know, but
that's cool. You should get those clips for me, and then we'll put it together like a slideshow before you go on stage, and we'll like turn down the music, we'll turn off the bass, and be like, tall Kate Brindle, and then we'll just do your commercials, and like we'll make them like super like a Tom Cruise movie, like we'll make explosions and stuff happen.
Yes,
pump you up.
Like this is my big moment, so like that's probably as big as it's gonna get as far as my commercial career.
Well, no, that's not true at all, because you're a very intelligent woman, funny and very intelligent. I mean, the people at home don't know you're also a lawyer.
Kind of, sort of. Yeah.
What do you mean, kind of, sort of?
Well, so I went to law school. I took the bar exam. I passed. So I'm licensed. So I could, I could do it. But I'm actually taking some time off.
Just taking the time off, being a mom, being a comedian.
Yeah.
See, that's the way to go, because you can focus 100% on comedy, and then you can. That's how you do it. You can't be doing lawyer stuff half the day and then doing because you're not going to be able to focus.
Right. So I don't know. I might go back to it one day.
No, don't ever.
We'll see.
Don't ever go back. Live your life.
I mean, I'm having fun now.
Be the tallest Kate Brindle you can be.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
You'll do it. You'll do it. It's just all of us. It's just we're doing it right now. We're making history on a robot back screen with melted snowman
and matching cups.
Ooh, I like that. On sale for $30.
But it's true. I mean, sometimes if I get kind of low, it's like sometimes I'll tell myself, okay, but I get to make people laugh, and I get paid for it sometimes. And how awesome is that? Right?
Yeah.
How awesome is that? You know, like it's great. It's fun, and
so. And you get to hang out with cool people all the time.
Exactly. Get to do podcasts.
Podcasts are huge. Podcasts are definitely. I mean, this is a great part of my day. Every time besides Chula barking at me. But she's doing really good today. She's not even trying to be on the podcast at all. I think she...
she was on the pre-show.
Yeah,
I got to pet her a little bit.
And she was really soft, huh?
Yeah.
So she just got bath. Chula has a bath, so anybody wants to pet her or take her for a week and babysit her, go ahead.
She had a very cute bandana on, too.
Oh, yeah, she's like working it. She's like, I'm J-Lo.
I can see it. I can see she's the J-Lo of dogs.
Yeah, she's very zesty. Very zesty.
Yes.
So we went over the disappointing part, which was the business. What was your high moment? What's like your favorite your highest moment where you got off stage and you said, "Oh, fuck yeah."
Probably whenever I've gotten to do a big theater show.
Ooh.
Like I did a show, what was it? Last summer, and it was in New York. It was in Seneca Falls, New York, which was exciting to me because that's actually where one of the conventions was, where women started working on the right to vote.
Oh,
nice. So they have a big museum, and so I was all excited about that. But they had this huge, it was like a Wednesday or Thursday show, but they had this huge theater. I mean, it easily sat probably like 500 people.
Wow.
And it was packed out. And it was just this hot crowd, and I got off stage. I was like, yes, that's like why I do it. And then I went to the buffet and had amazing gelato. I was like, this is really
gelato.
Good. So so that was cool. What about you? What's your
I don't know. I think I got to open up for Ralphie May at the Temple Theater. I think that was like...
Oh, that's cool.
That was the coolest thing for me, probably, because that's how I got started, was promoting for Ralphie May, and I was like,
okay.
And I remember when I first started doing comedy, I'm like, one day I'm going to perform at the Temple Theater, and I was like, oh, that's like the coolest thing, because like I seen, like, Ralphie was like my hero. I seen him, like, he was destroying. He was like he made me laugh harder than I've ever laughed in my life. I was crying. Like, it was insane. And then years later, I got to open up for him. I'm like, this is it. Here we go.
Yeah.
You know? But that's probably it for me. I mean, we'll see. I mean, there'll probably be bigger moments, hopefully, for each of us.
We're like,
you're headlining the Temple Theater, you know?
That'd be amazing.
There's a lot of seats there. Like,
I know.
Like 1,100, 1,150, I think.
But that is amazing, I think, when you see kind of like your comedy heroes. Like, my favorite stand-up is Ellen DeGeneres, and has been since I've been a kid, and I just loved her like in the 80s, watching it when I was a child with my mom, and I got to see her at the Michigan Theater in Ann Arbor. And
really?
She was amazing. Yeah, just phenomenal. I mean, I was like crying. And you know how after doing stand-up for a while, you
get, it's not as good, because you just see it
You see so much of it. Yeah, but this was like, and you just leave there being like, wow, she's like immortal.
She's so good. Ellen DeGeneres is so good.
Yeah, she's
the most charismatic person I've ever seen.
I know.
Like her and like Barack Obama. They're so charismatic.
She should run for president.
You think?
Oh, I love it. Yeah.
I can't imagine what the country would look like if Ellen DeGeneres, I mean, she could probably win. I mean, if she really wanted to do it and like she like wanted to do it. But then like some things would come out about her or something.
I'm sure,
oh my gosh. Ellen DeGeneres grabbing girls by the pussy or something.
Right, right.
Like, oh Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, I think it's probably better if we have politicians like doing those jobs. I think she's so likable. Like people just love her. Yeah.
Well, even Donald Trump was so like everybody loved Donald Trump before he ran. I mean, I have books for Donald Trump, and like I used to really like be inspired by his business. And then then all this stuff comes out about him, and I'm like, I have these books on my bookshelf, and I have to tell people like I got these books before he ran for president.
And you had to burn them.
No, I don't. I'm not gonna burn them. I paid for the books; they're mine.
You're still gonna have them.
I've got them. Yeah, they got the real estate book and stuff like that, and like the same thing with like the Louis C.K. on the wall. Like I mean, like I already framed it. I'm not taking it down, but.
Right, I know. Yeah. Well, I think it's a good conversation to have, at least a little bit. I think a lot of times celebrities or people in these power positions have been, probably known to try to get away with things that they shouldn't be. So
well, that's like their whole that's like their thing. Like I don't want to even imagine what happens to Kate Brindle when she blows up. What stories are going to come out?
All kinds of things are going to come out.
She just came and she stole the gelato.
Right? Yeah.
She had all the gelato.
She didn't pay for that gelato. She went up twice.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
No, I think I have a pretty tame background, which I need someone to make up rumors about me and make it sound like I'm more interesting.
Let's make up a rumor right now. What's the rumor going to be?
Oh man, I don't know. Maybe that I was like really mean to my neighbors or something.
Kate Brindle took a shit on her neighbor's yard.
Yeah, I did.
And then
that one's true. No, I'm just kidding.
There we go. That's gonna be the clip that I take out and just be like 6 seconds on on Vine or whatever. Kate Brindle took a shit. Yes, I did.
Kate Brindle's disgusting.
Well, that's crazy because even like right now, like they're talking about like they have so much voice data of everybody talking that if they wanted to, they can take because they have all your words like recorded through the phone, that they can make you say anything and they wouldn't even, like people wouldn't even know. They'd be like, oh wow, Kate Brindle did shit, and like they would like have you like confessing.
Right. I know. And it's funny because my ex-boyfriend was like, whenever we would talk about certain things, not like top secret things or anything, he was like, let me put my phone in the other room. And I'm like, okay, he's paranoid. Yeah. But now I'm kind of like, yeah, maybe, maybe he was onto something.
They are. But the funny thing is, like, the Facebook Live people, they're watching us right through here. And then the CIA is watching me right through here. It's just they're getting the side view.
Right. That's right. Better do your hair, so in case they release that footage, right? You want to look good.
They won't ever, man. But you watch the Snowden movie? Like,
no, I haven't seen it. I need to though.
Oh, it's so crazy about like they're just watching people's like lives. They can watch it, and you want to think that these people are just doing it for good, but like I just know people. Like people, are dirty. People will do some like you look. There's a hole in the wall. Somebody's looking through it.
Sure. But I mean, look at like I think a certain. I'm not saying everyone's like looking at like some peeping Tom or something, but I think that like on YouTube with like vlogs and stuff like that, like people like kind of gazing into other people's lives. I mean, I do it too. I do it too. I spend like hours watching these vlogs. I'm like, I'm watching these people go to the grocery store. What am I doing with my life? But it's somehow kind of fascinating to see how people live. Yeah, so.
Well, there's stuff like even like with Snapchat, like you watch people's like lives like just at like 10 seconds at a piece.
Yeah,
like, it's crazy. Like watch them, and I'm like, I have like I don't want to say this, but like sometimes my girlfriend will walk around naked in the house. I'm like, you cannot walk naked in the house because somebody sees you, and then we're gonna have people outside our house just watching all the time, and I do not want that. And I know that's just people who don't have cars. They just walk by. And
right.
Those are the creepiest people without cars.
Right. Yeah, because they could just kind of stop and take a look, I mean, at anything.
I'm always like, shut the shades. I'm like,
right.
They're like, my girlfriend's like, there's nobody in the backyard. I'm like, oh, they're in the backyard.
Right.
They're there. Just put a shirt on, please.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you never know. Because when I was in college, I lived on the 14th floor of this building.
Yeah.
And there was this building across the street, right? And these people would like walk around naked all the time, and I didn't want to look. I wasn't trying to be like, oh, yeah. But
yeah,
it was
right. This is your secret. This is your secret.
Okay,
right
yeah.
Kate Brindle likes to look through windows.
Kate
Brindle's gonna
right
be here tonight, looking through the window, like, oh, when she get naked.
Yeah, but I mean, but it was almost like you couldn't stop. And I remember a couple of my friends, they'd be like, they're naked again, and so of course you'd be like, oh yeah, they are, and they wouldn't even do anything. They would just like walk around,
Yeah.
But I was like, I guess they don't know that we could, or maybe they did know.
They did
and
know.
They were kind of into that. I
Yeah,
don't
they're
know.
like, ooh, look at me. Like, oops, dropped my piece of paper right here. Here's my brown eye.
Right in front of the bay window.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but it is weird how you can kind of see everything now, or see,
Yeah. Well, and that's very like, all of our lives are being documented through Facebook, which is like, people are gonna be able to look back, and like when people die, they can like combine all their posts and like make a book, like, and give it to their loved ones. I don't even like. I remember when Facebook came out, like the I would never use like correct grammar. Mm-hmm. I'd like look back to like when I'm like 18 or 19 when Facebook came out. I'm like, oh, I sound mentally retarded when I type, and now I make sure to use periods and stuff. But
which
like,
is good, yeah.
But
it's like anything, like a job interview. You never know. Okay, are they going to comb through?
How far back are they going to look?
Yeah.
Oh, there was a night you were wasted and you threw up on yourself, and there's a picture of it or whatever.
That's what I've tried to be pretty conscious about what I put on there.
I never put anything with drinking, but I did like back in high school. I had a MySpace called Captain Crunk. That was like my name, Captain Crunk. And the principal came up to me and was like, "Hello, Mr. Crunk." And I was like,
"Whoa!"
I was like, "Oh well, that's freaking great that he's on there," because then he's seen the pyramid for sure. Like.
Well, do you remember, this might be a little bit before your time, but do you remember the precursor to MySpace called Friendster?
I've heard about it. I've heard about this.
That was like the first one, right? And so I was on it, and it was this really new concept, And I remember one of my friends told me, and so I may or may not have stalked this guy quite a bit on there.
All the dirty secrets now.
I remember she goes, "Hey, did you know that when you log in, you can see exactly who's looking at your page and for how long?" And
really?
No, I did not know that. Oh. And I will be promptly deleting my Friendster. So I'm like, here he is. Like, he must have known that I was constantly like logging in. And, like, what's he doing? And
Do you ever get like weird messages from like people on Facebook like that like have obviously like fake profiles and then like I got somebody just messaged me and they're like, oh, I'm from Ann Arbor or whatever, and it's like this girl, like the girl's profile.
Yeah.
But it has like no profile. It was like just a picture, and then it was just Messenger, but no profile. And I'm like, yeah, you're probably a dude. Stop messaging me.
You're probably a robot. Somehow. Yeah.
Weirdos.
I actually got someone who made a fake profile. Have you ever had that? Taking your pictures and made a profile?
No.
I had that, and I was actually kind of flattered because they knocked 5 years off my age.
Ooh.
So I was like, not that mad about it.
Yeah.
Well, okay,
That happened to a girl in my high school, though. That happened to her.
Really?
Where, her pictures got stolen, and they knew who it was. They found out who it was, but, like, how embarrassing would it find out that you got found out for like stealing somebody's identity?
Yeah, I mean, I never found out. I tried to add the person.
Yeah, and they're like, yeah, right.
No, they did not accept
Did you report them, or did you just let them go living on your life?
Just let them go.
That's short Kate Brindle fucking taking over.
Right, and I forgot what their name was too, but no, I just let them go. I think I was so flattered about the age thing. Like, all right, yeah, just go ahead. But I think I'd be offended if they had more friends than I did. Fake me, but yeah. So.
Well, that's hard to get friends on Facebook if you're not real. I don't add anybody, but you like if I don't like know, like if I haven't just meet you at a show or meet you in real life and I see usually, and you can tell if it's a fake profile. You get you get the fake women add you. Do the fake women add you, or do fake dudes add you?
Sometimes more the fake women, yeah. But I just don't usually. I don't accept them.
Well, it's always funny because like I have a friend, Drew Grimaldi, and every time there's a fake woman with like one of those things like look at my webcam or whatever, there's always like one mutual friend in common. It's always Drew Grimaldi. I'm like, Drew, stop adding these fake people.
He's like, I don't care.
He's like, they're real.
Yeah.
They're real. They're just trying to make money on their webcam.
I get a lot of that on Instagram.
Oh,
too.
do you?
A lot of people adding me or following me, and then you click on theirs. It's like, okay, you have 2 pictures, you know. And
fakers.
I don't even know what you're promoting, but yeah. So. But I used to add everybody. I was so excited about Facebook that every person, and then, you know, it got kind of filled up, and then sometimes I would have to be a little more, I don't want to...
Selective.
That sounds a little snobby. I have to be selective.
Well,
I know, but I made a comedy page for
There you go.
stuff,
there you go. Do you have what's your comedy page?
It's facebook.com/Kate Brindle comedy.
Oh, yeah, so go on there and like Kate Brindle's comedy page, or you can add her. If you're watching right now, just add her right off the link off the top, and you could use her profile picture if you want.
Yeah.
She'll be flattered.
That's right.
I think that's I think we've hit our time. We got to get ready for the show tonight at Jen's place, 8 p.m. You can come down there and see Kate Brindle and myself and Justin Essermacher and a few other special guest spots. No cover, or you can come see us tomorrow at Bottoms Up, 8 p.m. That's in Bay City. We'll hope to see you out. Thank you, Kate.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
No problem. I'll see you.
Like 10 minutes.
Where I probably won't even stop seeing you until after the show.
That's right.
All right, later, Kate.
All right, bye.